I can edit. So... Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam, this is the British guitar take.
BBGF, not
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam from Hot Pole Studios and this is the British Boutique Guitar Festival. And joining me again is Jason from Mayberry BBGF.
Hello.
Hello, I nearly managed to say Mayberry. Mayberry. And now the ghost of Mayberry will appear. It's the end of the first day and we are all shattered. But this guitar was not shattered, was it? This was
Burnt.
otherwise destroyed. Yes. And is held together with staples, which is fascinating. So, Jason, what the hell?
So the last time I came, I brought a whole load of really high-end boutique guitars, tropical woods, etc. This is the other end of what I do. So this is an upscaler, and there was a point where I was just building these things back to back, different shapes, but very much the same style. There is nothing new on this guitar. So it has got reclaimed spruce for the body. It has a reclaimed neck. So I think this was from a Harley Benton kit originally.
Okay.
It's had over 5 hours worth of work on it to get it to where it is. It's got a set of Ibanez pickups, a second-hand Gotto bridge and stop. The control plate is from a PB bass, and yeah, so it's this whole sustainability thing and the fact that you can build a guitar that sounds and looks good without having to buy lots of tropical wood and that sort of thing.
Very cool. Are the strings reclaimed as well?
No, they're new strings.
Yeah.
They are new strings.
They are, of course, a consumable. But...
And it has got staples, but they are not what's holding it together.
Right,
So
so that's what the
whole
cheeky things on the side.
Yeah, the whole body is drilled and doweled and glued, and it isn't going anywhere. The staples are cosmetic, and
Yes.
I like that whole Frankenstein-y look.
I do, and the thing that I appreciate actually the most about the staples is the way you've done them. There are no sharp edges. Because there are some luthiers that I see who try stuff like this, and you run your hand across it and there's blood everywhere. No matter how cool it looks. I mean, maybe not in a gentle sitting session, but once you get on stage and you're really, going for it, all it takes is a little catch.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
I've never even thought about,
But, well, happy accident that it's been done.
I would never put sharp stuff on.
Yeah, but no, it's the way you've done it is done right, and it sounds a bit like this. It's got a real bark to it. The jazz. Yeah, that went to an interesting key. I don't know which one. Maybe I'll go back later and review it. I won't. But this is a really cool guitar, but is not a patch on whatever the hell this is. Let's talk about this.
So, yeah, this is guitar number one. This is Mayberry number one. So this is the very first guitar I made, and I brought this along just because there's a story to it, and this is how I got into making guitars.
Right.
So this I built for my son when he was 8, and it was built for him because he was playing classical guitar, half-sized classical guitar on his left leg, and we went to the local guitar store. He wanted to get into electrics. He started trying all these things, Gibson, Fender. None of them fitted, and so we came out of there. He was, a little bit disappointed. He said, "Dad, can you not just make me a guitar? Like you do."
Like kids say things like that, yeah. Can you not just do that?
So after a couple of days, I was like, okay, I felt bad for him. So I went on to YouTube, and over the course of a week or so, I probably watched 12, 14 hours worth of YouTube videos on lutherie and how people make guitars. And then I set about designing this, which is a full 25.5-inch scale length, played on the left leg and small enough for him to get his body around, but still with that kind of 50s vibe to it. And yeah, so this is it. I mean, it's not expensive in any way. I mean, it's probably £150 worth of parts. The body is made out of a piece of old oak worktop from the kitchen we just had fitted. It's a Chinese neck that I've kind of refinished and changed the headstock on. And this is probably, this is what I came up with as sort of the first attempt. It actually took me 3 guitars before I built my first neck. The neck is probably the hardest thing on a guitar, but yeah.
That's absolutely fun. It does feel really playable. If I put this on my right leg, let's see how it sounds. Very cool. It's definitely got something interesting about it, and like you say, it really doesn't feel like a 25.5-inch scale. I've got to kind of lock my elbow in here to get that, although if I was stood it would drop into a more natural position.
And if you're playing it on the other leg.
Yes, which is, to me, that's quite an unfamiliar thing, but
yeah,
it does open up the arm to be... And with the filtertrons and everything, that is very cool. And the last one that I've not seen before is this reclaimed... I'm guessing it's reclaimed, it certainly looks reclaimed.
Yeah, it's...
Red Monster.
So that was going to... It started out to be one of these upscalers. So this is the like the Chola offset style of guitar that I do, and started off going to be an upscaler, and then as I cut the body and everything, it just looked like it needed more.
Right.
So everything else is custom built. So it's got a custom built neck, it's got a Zebrano fretboard, it's got 12-bore cartridge tops for knobs, it's got a set of Sunbear Sabbath pickups which are mentally great. They've got really great clarity, and you put a bit of dirt in, they go full metal. It's a 27-inch scale baritone.
So
neck
it
is oak, so it's a white oak neck that has been scorched to bring out all of the grain pattern in it. Yeah.
Very cool and very light for a baritone. It really feels like it should weigh more from the size of it. But let's give this a quick listen. It's tuned to D by default. Yeah, it definitely suits that that C tuning that it was in when I picked it up. Definitely makes a statement, that is for sure. And with the 12 gauge little detail in there, that is very cool. And yeah, that was with the 1987 pedal into what Henning switched into the UA Dream amp.
Deluxe reverb, because it's got the deluxe reverb mid cut. It's more brutally metal than something like the Tweed, which is more mids.
Yeah, I mean, I'm weird as a producer. I tend to go for more mids, not less, because in the mix, then that's got its place. But as just a bedroom tone, yeah, absolutely, less mids, all the gain, metal. But this guitar effortlessly does that thing, and it's very impressive. Even the little details, like, is that the Zebrano?
That's oak, so that's a framed oak. It's the same as the neck.
Ah, right. Because that's something I've noticed in quite a few of your guitars, is there's some identical piece of wood to something else on the guitar.
Yeah.
Nice little touch. And so if somebody was to approach you, Jason, and say, I want one of these, what roughly kind of price point are we talking?
Probably around 1700 for that.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Because that is a lot of bespoke and custom wood stuff as well.
Whereas this one, you're looking sub 1,000. So you'd be looking at around 850, 900 for something like that.
Just because there's a very low parts cost.
Low parts cost. It still takes me, well, and I'm not making a neck. So if it's a reclaimed neck, I don't have to spend 3 days making a neck. So that, again, brings down as well as the parts cost, the labour cost. So I can bring it in just under £1,000. But then saying that, if somebody did want to go and get a £400 set of pickups, they could do. It would just go on top of the price.
Sure.
Kind of defeats the object of that particular guitar type, but yeah, you can do. Saying that, I've got one at home that has got bare knuckle pickups in. They were second hand, so you can do.
Yeah.
If they're available, then you can have whatever you like in it.
I suppose what interests me as well is that something like the pickups. In future, I know that I'm confident in like changing pickups. The rest of it, not so much.
Sure.
And that's where someone like you comes in. That doing this is really awesome. If you want something that feels worn in without doing the typical relic thing, then yeah, you can do a lot worse than reaching out to Mayberry guitars. Link is in the description. Thanks, Henning, for switching. If you actually bothered.
I did. I switched around. Not well, but I did.
Thanks. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, Jason, and thanks to Mike from the British Boutique. And thanks to Mike from the British Boutique Guitar Festival.
And
thanks.
Lewis.
And Lewis. Yes, don't forget Lewis. Thanks everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.